Hello, Andy here again. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching this. Hello. Right, so I thought it'd be interesting today to do. I'll explain a little bit. When I used to work in a pub, we had a sort of CD player, 6-disc CD player, and I thought it'd be fun to make my own compilations and play them in the pub. Some people liked them, other people didn't. So that's the bottom line of that. So, but I thought it'd be interesting to sort of run through the track listings of these homemade CDs and give you kind of an idea of sort of a playlist, perhaps, that you could play yourself. Now, I've actually transposed a lot of the seed information on the CDs onto sort of digital using my streaming service. I won't name it because it's not Spotify, but you can probably work out what it might be. And so I thought it might be a bit of fun just to sort of run through the track listing, and just hopefully introduce you to some music you might not have heard. I'll put a complete list down in the description so you can sort of, if any words that you don't know how to spell or I'm mumbling a bit too much, you know what's going on. So the first one I thought, I chose to start with this. I'm just going to do the one disc for now, and then so it's 20 tracks on each. That's the cover I designed for. Yes, it's called Exploding Jukebox. Is it? A tapestry of sound. Just occasionally, I embarrass myself, and that's one of the occasions. But yeah, so the first track is from the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, and it's called The Intro and the Outro, which is off the album Gorilla, I think. And the reason I chose this is because it's quite a silly song. Well, it's not even a song. It's just Vivian Stanchel introducing the various members of the band, and then adding other people, sort of. So you've got Princess Anne on sousaphone, and Quasimodo on bells, Adolf Hitler on vibes, that kind of thing. It's very, very silly, and just sort of nails its sort of colours to the mast, really, in terms of what sort of the compilation is going to be like. It's going to be a bit silly. So, and then the next one, I'm to look at. I've got it down here. So the next track is going to be Living La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin. If those of you who haven't heard of Ricky Martin, well done. But Living La Vida Loca is a slice of sort of, I suppose you could call it Latino pop, late 90s. It's fun, if you put it on, people sort of enjoy it. It's enjoyable fluff, basically. It's not a great song, but it's fun. It's fun. People enjoy it. We'll get up and dance, post-ironically probably. The third track is a disco number from a lady called Tina Charles, and it's called I Love to Love, but My Baby Loves to Dance. Yeah. Now, but the best on this compilation, I tell you now. But no, the whole point is that it was kind of here's 90s dance, here's 20 years prior to that, and that's kind of where I was going with that. But kind of upbeat tunes, basically, to sort of get the party going, if you like, or if you don't like, it's there. And then I decided to sort of change the mood a little, lower the lights, turn the heat up or down or whatever. And it's a track by the Beach Boys from their Pet Sounds album, and it's "You Still Believe in Me," which is actually, if you've never heard it, it's a great song. It's it's unusual, and if you're expecting sort of a kind of California Girls or Good Vibrations, or I don't know, one of the earlier ones, Can't Be Rhonda or Surfer Girl or something like that, then it isn't going to sound anything like that. But it's a very, very distinct sound. It's lovely, and it was covered by actually the next person that follows this. The cover by Kirsty MacColl, and I put a song that she'd written. Pardon me, I keep doing that. I must apologise. Called They Don't Know. Later covered by Tracy Ullman, I think. and Paul McCartney in the video, in fact, Tracy Ullman version. And yeah, it's a good song, very good song, great song. Nothing more to say. If you haven't heard it, listen to it, love it, great. And then I'm going to add something probably a bit more well known, and it's Elvis Presley's "In the Ghetto," which I think is one of his better later songs. I mean, I'm sort of the school that Elvis was great for a very short period, went phenomenally wobbly in the 60s, and then sort of tail end he sort of got back again, and that was it. So, but "In the Ghetto," which is not, as I originally thought, a song about a cake, because that would be "In the Ghetto." Yeah, you come to the right place for comedy. You're not here seriously. If you've come here for comedy, you're going to be disappointed. Yeah, so that's a great song, a little story song. You know, bit naff in places, but it's good. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. After from one Elvis to another, I've gone with Elvis Costello and Oliver's Army, because why wouldn't you? You know, great song. No, nothing wrong with it. There is a rather controversial word in the lyrics beginning with N that people don't like using anymore, for obvious reasons. But yes, it's no, it has its place in the song. It's not just there for shock value. It's actually relevant to the lyrics and relevant to the song, so it's fine. And then I'm going to go with a track by Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show called "Cover of the Rolling Stone," which is a funny little number. I mean the Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show probably better known for songs like "Sylvia's Mother," or I'm going to get rid of that, something that's popped up, or later on sort of "Sexy Eyes" and "Love You a Little Bit More" and all that sort of thing. But at that point they sort of dropped the Medicine Show. They were just Dr. Hook. So this is one of their early stuff. It's amusing, it's witty, you know, it's fun, it's good. And then I'm on track 9 now, and that's Green Day's probably first big hit, which is "Basket Case," which I just like. You know, sort of early 90s or mid 90s, you know, American punk kind of thing. It's not, it's all right. It's good. No, I don't have a problem with it. And that then finishes. And then the next track is by Mary Hopkin. It's a Donavan track, and it's called Lord of the Reedy River, which so it was written by Donavan. It's off the 1968 album Postcard, produced by Paul McCartney on the Apple label. That's just a pleasant enough song. And I actually sort of designed these so that if it was sort of on vinyl or on cassette, you would have side 1, side 2. So that kind of closes side 1, if you like. And side 2 opens with the cover version of the Tears for Fears song by Michael Andrews featuring Gary Jules, from the film Donnie Darko. It's Mad World. Just thought, why not? You know, decent enough song. You know, different enough version. Bit depressing, people say, but it's fine. It's melancholy. It's melancholy. It's sort of it's not a joyful, it's not a particularly joyful song anyway. But you know, it's fine. It's Christmas #1 weirdly in the UK. 2004, I think. Very odd. There you go. But a little more upbeat now with a track from a band called the Magic Numbers, and I first heard this song on the Jonathan Ross show when he was on the BBC, and it's called Mornings 11, and it's sort of American well I think they're British, but it's an American harmonising sort of group, kind of a bit like Beach Boys, Mamas and the Papas, that kind of thing. And I like harmonies, and it sort of goes into different places. It's really good. If you don't know it, it's really good. Check it out. Great stuff. And that's then followed by probably one of the classic songs of the 80s, "Wonderful Life" by Black. The lead singer of which, might just be him. I can't remember the guy's name at the moment. But he passed away a couple of years ago, I think. maybe 18 months ago. But yeah, he was, but Wonderful Life by Black, seriously, it's a really good song. One of the classics of the 80s. So that's really good. And then it's from the 70s band Slade, Come On and Feel the Noise. Now, Slade get a bit of stick. Because they were sort of seen as part of the glam rock movement. And yes, they dressed up strangely, and yes, they weren't the best looking bunch of lads, but they were a great rock and roll band. And you just have to listen to Come On Feel the Noise. I mean, listen to some of their other stuff. Yeah, they've got that perennial Christmas hit as well. But Come On Feel the Noise, really good song. Gets the party going. Great rock and roll track. Great band. Great song. Enough said. And then I'm going to go with a track from someone you may not have heard of. A guy called Johnny Clegg. And he was an African chap. South African, white guy. And with a band or a harmony group called Savuka, I think they're a harmony group, but a bit like Ladysmith Black Mambaza. And there's a track called The Crossing, in brackets Osiyeza, which I think is Afrikaans for The Crossing, but I'm not entirely sure. Again, I'll put the sort of proper spelling and everything else on the description below. But absolutely, no, cracking stuff. If you like Paul Simon's sort of Graceland album, that sort of period, Rhythm of the Saints and all that, then this is sort of, this is for you. This is good stuff. So yeah, it's good. And then the Eurythmics with Right By Your Side, a jolly song about depression, which is always fun. So yeah, so that's quite a nice and it was a very upbeat tune. So and people think sing the song Right By Your Side. I won't do that again. I'm sorry, but that's kind of the yes. I probably will do that again at some point, but never mind. And that's and people think it's a happy song. It's not. It's about depression. But it's upbeat and jolly. And then the song written by David Bowie for Mott the Hoople, All the Young Dudes. Great song. And that's then followed by Meatloaf's sort of, it was 1991 he released this in the UK. And it's I Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That, from the album Bad Out of Hell 2. It's a Meatloaf song. If you know what Meatloaf sounds like, you know what this sounds like, basically. Loud, operatic almost like Wagnerian. Yes, I know who Wagner is. So there we are. So yeah, so there's that. And then I'm going to do a bit of a track change here because I can. So originally this was going to be the last track on the album, but I've sort of since swapped it, and it's a track by Martine McCutcheon, who British viewers might remember as being Tiffany from EastEnders, but other people might remember as being the I can't remember the character's name, but she was the maid of 10 Downing Street in Love Actually. More people would probably have seen that than EastEnders. So yeah, so she was in that. It's a good song. It's a cover version of I think it's a Turkish hit. I think it's Turkish, but it's a good example of it's a nice example of sort of throwaway pop in the 90s. It's not a bad song. It's not a great song. It's somewhere in the middle. It's all right, And then just because I want to be a little bit pretentious, I've gone with something by Édith Piaf, probably a best known song, Non je ne regrette rien. I'll say that again, Non je ne regrette rien, and I have no regrets, basically. And it's a lovely, melancholy tune. Even if you don't speak French, I mean, I don't speak French, obviously, very clearly, and but it's just a great song. She had a great voice. Piaf means little sparrow, I believe. So yeah, so that's that. So I thought that'd be a sort of a fun thing to do. So I'll put a description in the bottom. quite a sort of a, you know. So if you're interested, listen. I'd be interested to know what tracks you would probably replace. You know, if you would do something similar, what you would choose to do. What you know, sort of various types of music. I mean, this does sound slightly sort of a bit samey to, you know, but it does get a bit more eclectic, a bit more weirder in the later compilations. But I thought in this instance, I thought it'd be interesting to just, you know, share this with you. So okay, so that's that. If you've enjoyed this video, if you've made it to the very end, if you're interested in more of these, then let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, or whatever. And I will see you again soon. All right, take care. Ta-da.